Welcome to the Fashionably Late podcast. I'm so excited to be launching a series that is going to delve into not only the fashionable side of humans, but also the things that make them tick, the life moments, the lessons, the love, all of it. And I couldn't think of a better human being to start off this journey. I'd like to welcome a very familiar face to many, star of the Real Housewives of Miami, event extraordinaire, and my dear, dear friend, Guerdy Abraira. Welcome, my darling.
She's here, darling. Hello,
she is
baby.
here.
Honey.
We're going to Guerdify this right up, darling.
Guerdify.
So I want to kick into the journey that you've just been through and probably is this pivotal change in your life. You shared it on the show. What I want to start with, though, is do you see this as that moment that changed everything and you re-blossomed as somebody else, a 2.0 version?
Absolutely. I really honestly feel that I lived two lives, the past one, and now I'm living my second best life. And this is the better version of myself. When you are diagnosed with something like breast cancer and it comes so out of the blue, shock is an understatement. And then all of a sudden you have to put your best foot forward and put it into gear because there's nothing else to do but to try to fight this monster. And so, what this whole thing has taught me is that, I'm stronger than I ever thought I was. It's taught me resilience, of course, but it also taught me to be super selfish and unapologetically. Before I as you know, I was an event, designer, planner to the stars, and on Fisher Island, I own my own flower design company there. And, I was servicing others' wants, others' happiness. And that put myself in the back burner and my family. And I think it took a big toll on stress and so forth, which is maybe one of the causes of why I think I got sick. And now I'm like letting all of it go. I know my power, and I'm gonna put me first. I'm in my me era, honey. Me era.
I appreciate the put you first. I think you've been through something. Your journey as an entrepreneur, number one, was very service-based to the people, for the people, around the people. I think looking at your family, though, in this scenario, you and your beautiful men, I call them, they're all men now. It's crazy.
They're all taller than me. They're wearing Russell's shoe size 11. Yes, they are men. The 12-year-old, the 17-year-old, and my main.
It's crazy. I want to know, though, going through the diagnosis, the treatment, putting it on television, and living it in the moment, the reality with your men. What was that core synergy like with your men? Well, because I think it's beautiful. That to me, you guys are a powerful family. Nobody can touch any of you.
We ride at dawn. We ride at, boom, boom. all day, every day. We ride or dies. And the fun part about it is that I've always been a tomboy. That's one thing that people don't know. I've always been the tomboy. Since I was in elementary school, when I was in Paris, if somebody was getting bullied, we're going to call Geurdy. And back then, my name was not Geurdy. It was actually we used my middle name as my first name, and it was Elisheba. So you get an exclusive.
Bam!
I came to the U.S. with my middle name, Elisheba. And when the American people couldn't say it, I was like, okay, Geurdy? Oh, we can say Geurdy. And that's the reason why Geurdy.
Exactly like that, actually.
Geurdy. Geurdy, you're so pretty. And so listen, it's a multifaceted question of filming it in real time, because I had just found out that I had two types of tumors in me, and one was aggressive, one was invasive, and one was not. And then comes the cameras, and I had to make a decision, and it just felt right to just keep rolling. I'm like, I signed up for the good and the bad, not just for the good. So we started, filming a couple seasons ago when everything was peachy, but I'm like, we're gonna ride this wave and I'm gonna stick this landing.
It's the real.
Yes, that's like the real in reality TV. And yes, no one has ever done that before. No one has shared a journey A through Z. Like the last scene on that last season, was me walking in to get chemo. So
I remember.
It triggered some people.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Knowing you only told me very soon after you found out.
Yeah.
And then you went to filming. I honestly, and I didn't even know how to talk to you. I didn't know how to, somebody I love.
Yeah. A lot of people stayed away from me.
I stayed away.
Yes.
And I felt guilty about it, but I was like, what can I bring to this scenario? Nothing that's going to
There
do
you go. Exactly.
So I serviced you in a way of saying, we're friends,
And
always.
by the way, the best thing you could have done is stayed away because I didn't want anyone near me but my core
Correct.
people. And so thank you for that because we have to be real. Like when no one wants to be in a Debbie Downer situation all the time, all day, and then you get wrapped up in that atmosphere. And I didn't want to be in it. And it was my crap that I was going through. And so for me, I understand that sentiment because if you can't do nothing for the person, then you're just going to be like, oh, poor you. And I just like...
You don't want that from me, honey. She would have gratified me right out the door.
Don't pity me, empower me. So
Correct.
just the fact that you were like, girl, you've got this, that's all I needed to do because I knew that I had to fight this fight by myself and I didn't need an audience in front of me to do so.
Correct.
I don't like people seeing me weak, of course, and no one does, I think. So for me, it was kind of like, I'll be right back. Let me do my thing. And while the cameras are rolling, of course, shaving my head on TV. But I knew that there was something about that scene that just helped a lot of people who had cancer or just got diagnosed with cancer and so forth, that he was kind of like, we can come out of the shadows. We can come out of the dark because we feel like we have the plague. When you have cancer, it's like, wait, a blame game. What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? So you have this self-doubt process going on. Then you're looking around and people are looking at you funny and it's So, it's a lot of stuff going on. And for me, I didn't want to shame myself for it. I just wanted to go through it. And I wanted to show the way that it really is and that you can come out on the other side of it and still slay, darling, okay? If anything, I feel like my skin's gotten better. I detoxed the cancer out of my life and all the people and everything that didn't serve me. And I'm still in the process of doing that. But anyway,
word up. I
promise you, it comes from the inside out. And I psyched myself out to think that chemo going through my body was detoxing the bad and re-emerging would come this phoenix that would come out of nowhere. And I prayed to God, I'm like, please make sure that I am strong enough to do this. Did it. Look at me now. Like I'm glowing. I feel better. My health is my priority. I change a lot of stuff. And we'll talk about the water later.
I feel like looking at you, it's this rebirth.
Yes.
You are soaring so high right now, just on aura. Just on your aura and energy. And knowing you previously, your energy was on the 100. So now you've broken the scale. This is the concept of what I want to share in this moment is about maybe this was the fashionably late moment that the universe sent you.
Yeah.
Not so much like I'm arrived a little bit because I'm the queen.
Yeah.
This was the universe saying, hey, slow down. I'm going to make you slow down.
That was the biggest humbling pill that I had to swallow. I mean,
I know that would have been hard.
Oh my God.
I know.
I'm at the top of my career. Russell, which is very interesting. The season before last, which is when I got cancer, so 2 seasons ago, Russell had that talk on camera. Russell's not a talker. Russell's a Scorpio. I'm a Capricorn. We're yin-yanging, okay? We've been together for 30 years since high school. And he knows me so well. And my career, guys, when I tell you, I was flying from like Portugal to Cabo, to Miami, to New York. New York was my market. I hardly did a Miami wedding. All my clients were in New York coming down to Miami to do weddings, but most of the time it was a destination wedding somewhere else. So I built this incredible market with the whole 1% of the world. Fisher Island obviously was a big help. And then all of a sudden he's on camera. When he was talking to me, I'm looking at him like, wink, like stop, abort. But he knew that if he did it on camera, I would stay and listen to him fully. So he did it on camera to say, wake up, sweetheart. You're not invincible. Your family needs you. What are you doing? Like, how much more can you do? And it's not about the money. It's about, like, is it an ego thing where you just want to check it off? Like, I did that wedding. Where are you getting the satisfaction? Because at the end of the day, when you do a beautiful wedding, it's their happiness, their the whole thing, and you did it. But then you walk home with an empty shopping bag. There's nothing in there. I didn't take away anything that would, like, add to the value of my being as a person and better me as anything. It was just kind of like a checklist of like, okay, drapings, this, that. So it's very surface level and very artificial.
It's mechanical almost, yeah?
And I am the best at my job.
You really are. There's the truth on that, there's nobody that can touch you when it comes to that. But my question is, hearing you talk about that now that it's a chapter in your life, were you happy?
I thought I was. I was happy what was happening. I'm literally like... And I just forgot to look around and I forgot, like my kids are growing and look at them now.
Beautiful.
But now I'm home all the time. It's the most beautiful thing. It's a complete shift of it. And like, we're better, stronger than ever.
I can
So
tell.
the best thing that could have happened is Russell being like, hey, yo, bitch, sit down and literally like focus and like, you need to take it down a notch. And then I got diagnosed with cancer
universe.
right after. And I was like, this man pretty much saved me and my career, because if I had 20 weddings in my calendar, I would have been legally screwed. But I slowed down when he told me to. So I had like a handful, and it was like perfect timing for me to just be like zen and focus on, beating cancer. So it all worked out for the best. Whether it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, great things happened from cancer.
Perspective.
Great things.
Perspective.
And now I ain't got no hair, and I'm keeping it that way.
Oh,
it's been a while. So let's talk about the hair.
We're going to get to that. I want to wrap this in a bundle.
Yes.
By default, you are a role model in a certain sense. You go on a show like The Real Housewives.
Yes, of course.
You have people look at you, support you, love you, hate you, all indifferent. What you did and how you shared it, whether you know it, don't know it, by default, you became a role model, a hope, an auntie, a big sister for people you don't even know.
I saved thousands of lives, by the way.
Can we touch on that for a second? Because
it's crazy.
This is your life mission, I believe. Take a sip.
Without even knowing it. Without even knowing it.
I know, right? When I look at you now and look at who I knew before, you're the same girl. But you are driven in a purpose that the universe sent. Like, this is not... You are fashionably late to your purpose, my friend.
100%. I literally know that everything in life happens for a reason. And the minute that you embrace that, right, mentally... Then it's like, okay, wait, this didn't work out. And then you get that phone call for something else. When I tell you yesterday, I got this call that is going to change the world in so many freaking ways. It's unbelievable. And I was on the phone call for 32 minutes and the deal was done. Boom, send me the contract and my lawyer will look at it. And that is going to be such an amazing investment and partnership that I'm going to be part of, and it will reveal itself very soon. And I'm like, it's unbelievable. And I always knew that it was going to be a setup for something bigger. Everything is going to be a setup for something bigger.
You said it to me from the first day we met. This is A, B, C, D. You had the whole alphabet though.
Yeah.
But you've had the alphabet in your mind.
Always.
The universe is just like, I'm going to show you something first.
Yes.
I'm going to test you something first. And you've come out like a warrior princess. Like, unbelievable.
And by the way, speaking about fashion, I'm embracing that theme.
Oh, we're going to get there because
So, it's about the futuristic, honey. I'm all about this galactic chic. I'm about that warrior chic. All those words I'm now encapsulating and bringing it out in different ways. And I'm not afraid to have a theme lookish, like, why does she have two bangles? The bangles on each? Honey, she's here. When I walk in her room, you know that's a bad bitch. That's my theme. Bad bitch.
Point blank.
Only. Yes.
Point blank. So I want to transition into fashion because knowing you and meeting you, you've always had the dichotomy between high, low.
Yes.
You're not like the ones that go in like, oh, I need to be head to toe
window
designer.
shopping. Here it is. Oh my God, they put it all together for me. It's in the window shopping of Nordstrom. I just want it all. I don't do that.
And I took notes from you myself because the way that I've transitioned, I think, in the last couple of years has definitely highs and lows, being bold, colors. What is this Geurdy 2.0 approach to fashion? Because it is, I see, if you watch her Instagram and you look at the little insights into her life, and if you've been to your house, honey, you said that's a whole moment there. So you have a process.
We're doing a lot here because the house is actually very muted and very monochromatic, and
but clothes.
The clothes. Well, the clothes has its own room. The shoes I got its own room. I have two closets, which shoes, and then it's a whole thing. But the thing is that I decided to embrace it all, and once you embrace it all. No hair included. We shaved my hair, obviously, right before chemo because that's the only thing that you have control of. That's the only thing left that you have control of. Right before you go into chemo zone, you're literally a vegetable, and then it just puts you out. So just a snippet, medically speaking. When you do chemo, it's done every 3 weeks. And me personally, I was physically in my bed for 24 hours for 7 days straight, with Russell helping me to the bathroom and walk up and down the stairs just a little bit to get my legs circulated. And then 2 weeks, you're like hanging out with people and you're healthy. And then you go back into this rotation. 1 week down, 2 weeks up, 1 week down. So just so that you know, 1 in 8 women is going to get cancer or has cancer. That's going to be the stat, right? And so you may be looking at someone who's on their up week and you don't know that they have cancer. And then they call in sick for 5 days. They're probably down.
Wow.
So a lot of people that you know and you're probably treating bad and bullying or talking shit about them, you don't know what people are going through, because cancer is a variable. For me, it was 1 week. You will not see me. I will not talk to you. I'm down. We got a Black Hawk down. We got a Black Hawk down. And then for 2 weeks, it's like, aren't you in chemo? Because it's mixed messaging. I dressed always like I want to be addressed. That's always been my motto. But now it's more visual and it's more powerful and it's more messaging. You know, when I walk in a room, there's a message to how I'm showing up to things. And so now I'm more playful with my clothes and I'm doing more things that are edgy. So sunglasses at night, not because I'm like, you know, like on something, just because it's part of my fashion gear. Like I want to express something different. When you see me, you're going to double take and you're going to be like, who's this bad bitch here? What we doing? What we doing? We're doing fabulous. We're doing good vibes only. And we're doing women empowerment and we're doing all of it.
How does that make you feel? I know you don't dress. So you dress for yourself.
I dress for myself, and I dress with an inspirational nod of like, I want to walk in the room and people just want to get to understand me more, know me more, and what's the message? Because there's a lot that I want to share with everyone. And by the way, what cancer taught me, and this is not really a fun statement, but my mortality. So now I'm living in a way where it's like, if I die tomorrow, I hate to say that, but I have to, you know.
Knock for you.
You know. I just want to know that I gave it my all and that you can look back at my pictures and whatever it is and videos and that it will inspire. So I live like that, thinking like, if something happened to me, I just want to be sure that I left it all on the floor and that it's done. So I look good, amazing now, you know, God forbid, you know, I mean, you know, I'm just healthy and I'm hoping that I stay that way, but it's cancer, you don't know. And I just want to live out loud.
You're a beautiful human being, and
I need a tissue.
Can we get a tissue from the offset, please?
Yeah. Actually, I have.
We've got.
You know, I'm a party planner, honey. I got everything.
She prepares.
Yeah.
I feel like you do so much in terms of showing up. When you show up, you bring an aura around you through fashion, through your story. People know you. People might not know you, but when you show up, you bring a presence that affects people, and in a way where it connects on this beautiful, magical way, or their head spends so much being like, I've never met somebody like her in my life.
Exactly. You're either gonna
the
like
memorable thing, your legacy is well imprinted already. Just know that.
Thank you.
And know that I think your greatest legacy is the family that we've been blessed to get to know.
Of course.
And anything above that is just icing on a cake.
100%.
It's icing on a cake.
Yeah. When I sit down or go to an event or whatever, I definitely love to take my pictures. You know, I even hire, by the way, I even hire a photographer. Let me tell you a little Geurdy secret, by the way. You're not going to sit here and have me do all this makeup and all these clothes and do all this whole thing to take a ugly Instagram photo with no flash and the whole thing.
Sorry, Guerdy.
Sorry. So because I'm a party planner and I do things to the highest level, everything in my life is at the highest level. I drive Russell crazy with my household. Everything's got to be its best, because that's just the way I want to show up for myself and the people around me that I love. And so, you know, when I take pictures, I hire a photographer. When I'm really slaying for 1 hour, right before I go to my events, I use him for 30 minutes by paying for an hour. I do my little pose, I do my outfit, and then I go into my event so that I'm able to be present at these events. So I hardly use my phone and do all that because I want to really be present for people. And I love for people to know that they're important. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who you are. I'm not going to be like, oh, she doesn't own the Ritz. I'm not going to sit there. I am not that girl. I come from humble beginning, and I want people to feel that way, because fashion is a language that's universal.
Correct.
You could wear the cheapest outfit. I'm wearing Akira head to toe. Shout out to Akira.
We love Akira. Let me triple take that.
Yes, and it's kind of like, don't I look expensive? Don't I look freaking like, you don't need to pay $2 million to look like that. So I love to make sure people who are coming as themselves to event and are present, for me to show the same respect and be present. And that's it.
I think you've nailed how I approach fashion, that the fashion is created within you as a spiritual thing, as a mental thing. You've got to know how to put some things together, though.
Yes.
I think you have...
You cannot buy class or good taste.
No, you cannot.
Period.
You cannot.
You could wear Chanel all day long, and if you brought the wrong Chanel, Chanel can make mistakes too. Isn't that what Luann said one time?
Miss Delisep's, honey.
I love it.
Even Louis Vuitton got it wrong, and they did.
And sometimes it is what it is, and you have to have an eye for it. I ended up developing an eye. Not only was I was raised in France for 9 years, and my mother was a Princess Diana fanatic. She had even the engagement ring. So I learned so much from my mother, and the best thing I've learned from her is to vintage shop, thrift shop, consignment shop, because we didn't have a lot of money back then. I was one of 7 kids, and so once you're able to slay in the real secondhand clothing. Everything else is amazing. So I learned that from my mom. When we didn't have money, I was always buying the coolest things. I used to go to Red, White, and Blue or thrift shop, like Levi and this, and then crop top. And I just knew. And then from there, obviously, I'm more blessed today financially, but I'm not a snob at all. And I can walk into any event wearing no brand, and I guarantee you,
kill it.
She'll be one of the top dressed. Facts, honey.
I think what I denoted from what you just said, and it's something that I've lived my life by now, is I look at something and I'm like, yes, the overkill on brands is too much. If you want to invest in a piece that makes you happy, then go for gold. So I have a few pieces that I love that are on rotation, but I am the king of the Amazon finds, the thrift finds, and pairing it together to what
makes... Because it makes a unique look. No one's going to look like you. So it's not a window shopping look. And I mean, I have Celine sunglasses today. This is Simonette, DKNY. I don't know what else I have. This is a handmade from Mexico. And then I have a Kira, for everything else.
And the way it fits on you and sits on you is badass.
Yeah, but I'm going to add shoulder pads to this because then I want it to be structured.
But that's where the queen of the events comes out. She goes, it must be perfect.
That's right. So I Geurdify things. And one thing I'm doing more and more is I'm actually using a seamstress, a tailor, and I'm creating my own pieces. I don't know where this is gonna go, by the way, guys, but I just know that I can see something, I'm like, I can elevate that by doing pop, 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 pop. And it may cost $20, but it's an elevated look that's like, whoa, it's posh, it's clean, it's well tailored.
Finishing.
I can buy jeans and they're amazing, but tailoring, just please invest in a seamstress. Find an amazing seamstress. And everything is just taking it in here, and it's going to be next level. It matters. The fit matters.
I think that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it from the girls on your show and how you kind of blend together with fashion. Because I would say it's very dynamic, the cast, in terms of how they all look.
Yeah.
I think that everybody does have their own personality that shines through.
Yes.
So I want to talk about and I think that's a really good grounding because I think everyone on that show loves their fashion. So 100%. They serve it up and it gives that personality.
Right. I think that everyone is true to their own fashion conviction, and that's key. The key is not to look like you've been styled, right?
Correct. So,
when you're walking in and it's like, okay, a stylist did that. It looks too contrived. I think for me, it's all about, I think in our franchise, I think we do a really good job at our personalities show right through our outfits. And it is what it is. So, I think I'm going to be more the eclectic, fun one. And, I'll wear socks with, pumps, and Kiki's always gonna have something very simple, but with a flair. Kiki loves simplicity. She loves black. She loves white, and then she'll do red here and there. But she doesn't like a lot of color, and she doesn't like a lot of jewelry. But her face,
and she blessed, honey. That face card never declines. Shout out to Kiki because.
Everything. Come on, please.
Agreed.
It's not even fair.
Agreed.
And then and everyone else has their own style, and I think it's just the blend is perfect, and it's Miami. Miami is a melting pot, and we're all melting, honey, with fashion.
It really does deliver that Miami vibe and theme to it. So I kind of want to just round this out to be in life, you turn up to a party late to a party. How late is too late? Number one.
It depends on the party, and it depends on the time frame of the party.
And it depends on if you're Guerdy Abraira, because she rock up, honey, and be like, I'm worth the wait.
No, so if it's a cocktail style party where it's just meet and greets and it's a bar, only an open bar, it's not a dinner. So there's different types of parties. I'm gonna tell you something. I went to an opening. It was a premiere for a TV show, and the timing was from 7:00 p.m. till 1 a.m. And I'm like, when do you show up? When do you show up? Is it so for me, it's the party planner in me should have said red carpet from 7 to 9.
Correct.
9 p.m. to 1 after party type of thing. So then I know, like, I'm here for business. I'm here to take my picture, to support the girls, whatever
Correct.
it is, and then we'll go home. I'm not a partier that late usually. And then have fun at 9 p.m. and on, honey. I ain't going to be there, you know? It didn't have a time frame. So I'm literally like, I showed up at 8-ish. And they was like very, very scarce people. And now I'm just waiting, you know? So it's kind of like, so depending on the type of event it is, if it's a cocktail event, it's only 3 hours. I would show up maybe 45 minutes in. If it's at the latest, you know, I think that's an applicable time in Miami. And then if it's a dinner, you got to show up, you know, at least 15 minutes late is appropriate. 30 minutes max, because, you know, there's always a buffer. If you're a party planner or hosting something, do not put the time you want these people to sit down or where the first action point is. If you're going to do a welcome speech, you need to call your event an hour before so that people are going to be seated or whatever to be attentive at the time you say it. So just roll back the time. Party planner trick, okay? And buff yourself, because it's always better to be early than to be like super late, because then you draw out your agenda, and that's no bueno.
See, now you look at Fashionably Late. It's life. It's practical. In life, the universe gave you this reset.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take this reset? Geurdy 2.0. She's in full effect. The energy is like electric here, and you have so many projects that some you can't talk about, but we have a few little moments.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everything that I'm doing is going to make sense. And it's organic, and it's the things that I'm living and that I decided to include in my life. So the theme, the umbrella is feel good, look good, do good. Universal
Great motto
messages.
to live by.
And so under these umbrellas is where I have to show what I'm doing to be those things, right?
Correct.
So feel good, okay? So when I got diagnosed with cancer, when I was doing the chemo, the first day of my chemo, the nurse was like, you know you should be drinking alkaline water. And I'm like, oh, okay. I drink like purified water, but I didn't really have a big, affinity to alkaline. And so I started digging and looking at alkaline. All of a sudden, this company pulls up Miami Alkaline Water. And not only do they do alkaline water, they have hydrogen water, which is like the Rolls Royce of like all things. It's like the top type of water. So I was like, okay, how can I be down? I want to be a shareholder. I want to invest. So now I'm part of the company. And so we just launched this new hydrogen in a can, because you want it to keep its nutrients. And also we have the house filter. So my whole house is an alkaline household. My hose, I can drink out of my hose because the entire house is filtering through a pump, 2 pumps in my garage. And then we have the hydro glass. So this is the on the go. So when I travel, I went to Zimbabwe, and that was like a 30-hour, I can't remember how many, stop in Dubai, the whole thing. And I'm like, I'm going to get sick for sure. Honey, my hydro glass, you put any water in it, you definitely click on here, and then it's going to infuse that water with hydrogen quality nutrients. This one pump, okay, is like drinking 5 glasses of orange juice, the content of orange juice, without the calories, without obviously, the content of like, all the additives from orange juice. So this is what I do. If I'm on the go, in my house, we actually have a dedicated faucet with hydrogen only. My ice cubes are hydrogen, guys. Like, yes. Listen, people are investing on a Birkin bag, on a Chanel bag, whatever.
Agreed.
Okay? Now, why wouldn't you invest in yourself when your body is made up of 60% water? And
I have to say yes, because it's something that I don't even think about. So
and I didn't think about it either.
Exactly. So sitting here, my curiosity has spiked, and I was like, now you compared it to, people spend a lot of money on some crazy shit.
And it's like at least make sure that your health... That's all I did. So for $10K or approximate, you can definitely have your whole house filtered, drinking alkaline water at its level, and then you can add on an extra, faucet that's dedicated to hydrogen. So that's what I decided to do. And also, to be honest, the look good part. So the look good part is all about, the skincare routine, the makeup, all of that. So I am also an investor with Ring My Bell. So Ring My Bell is an on-demand service that comes to your front door that will slay you from head to toe, honey. Makeup, even spray tan, the whole thing. So hair, makeup, the whole glam thing. And we have a technology that's unique to other competitors. And we haven't launched yet in Miami. I am the Miami ambassador.
She is here, honey.
Shareholder. Miami is my market, and a few other housewives are investors as well. So Meredith is Salt Lake, Cynthia's Atlanta. We have a couple other girls out there, and so actually a new sign up is also Tiffany from Dallas as well. And a couple markets are, Luann is the market up there in New York. So a few markets are already on set, and Miami is coming to a website app near you, and we're going to be launching soon. So that's another one. And also the call I got yesterday, I cannot talk about it just now. We're still finishing up the shareholder agreement, but that's going to be revolutionary for women and men in the best way, honey.
Oh, shit. The tease, the drop, the anticipation. You have come at life in this second chapter from every which angle, and the universe did put you somewhere to make sure you reach this position right now. I just want to thank you for being open, being honest, for battling through the shit and coming out stronger than I've ever seen a human being. You are like a badass.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to swear on this
podcast. Say the name, honey. Say I'm a bad bitch. You go ahead now.
I was like, you're a bad bitch.
Thank you very much.
And I love you dearly. And I'm so actually just, I know it sounds like the proudness of it. Like, I'm like the dad. I really am proud of you.
Oh, you worked with me. I mean, you saw.
I know. I was there through the thing.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but Matt was actually my publicist back in the day. And then look at him now. He's doing his own thing. He always had so much more to offer than just be a publicist anyway. So I knew his come up was going to be fast and furious like mine. And so, we stayed friends, of course, the whole thing. But like, he has so many, you wear so many hats, you are so many things.
I need to get me one of them hats though. Because honey, I think, you know. Yeah. But I think you really influenced me in a way. Seeing your dedication to work. Now I've had this chat, I got to work out the balance thing because that's a little disproportionate at this point. But we can get there. We can get there. Any advice on? Do you believe in balance? Because I believe in getting into the crazy of life, and it works itself out. Yet I was saying to a friend this morning,
I think age will balance you as well. So if you can't do it, trust me, your age will definitely all of a sudden one day you wake up and you're like, why am I waking up in a rush? No, I want to sit and meditate. I want to do this. So like you got to do you in the morning. Like stop and spend time with you before you spend time with anybody else. Spend time with yourself. That's something that I used to not do, and now it's something that I do. I am selfish. Remember, I keep telling myself, I wake up, I'm like, selfish, be selfish. Okay, me. What do I need? I need to zen out. I need a cup of coffee. I need and then hey baby, that's what happens. Unless I gotta go drop the kids off to school in the morning, then I'm like waking up, picking up the keys, and then going.
She is a real housewife, like a real wife.
Yes, I cook, honey. Yesterday I made island chicken, Haitian chicken, red, with beans, white rice, and plantains, honey. Okay, we cook.
We are long overdue for a Matt Dillon appearance up at that house, honey.
Yes,
we need some dinner. I think you left it on a beautiful thing, and I want people to understand that being selfish is not indeed the act of selfishness. That it is. Oh, take a sip.
5 minutes is up, honey. Drink my hydrogen water.
But being selfish is paying homage to who you are as a human. And I think going through what you did, we could all take a lesson out of it without having to go through the shit.
Preventative.
So I want to thank you. And I hope people really take away and listen to what you were, what you are, and who you're becoming. Yeah. Because it's really important. I think the word selfish, let's be selfish.
Release what no longer serves you. That is the number one thing that I'm still working through this day. And honestly, on the next season of the Real Housewives of Miami, you're going to see how I release what no longer serves me.
And we're going to end it right
there. Stay tuned, baby. But that's the actual true definition of doing it. And I didn't even know what, reality TV is reality TV, at least my show. We walk in and it's like you don't know what's going to happen. And how you react and how you show up and how you handle situations is truly something that is remarkable. But, that saying to, like, if it doesn't serve me and you've done all you can and you just, the returns are not what you need it to be and it doesn't serve you right, you got to release it. And that's that. Release. Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for being here it just feels like old times.
And it
makes me really, really happy. I couldn't have, when I first came up with this concept, I was like, I know who I'm asking. I text, and just like that, that's a real one
where
here.
Do you need me?
She's like, where do you need me?
Of course.
Boom, done. Send me an email. It's all sufficient, honey. It's all like done. So I want
to... Bada bing, bada boom.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the first episode. We'll be back, but you have officially been Geurdified.
Thank you. Fashionably late.